What is up, everyone? I hope you all are doing well. My name is Ishaan and welcome to the video. Man, the first few days of 2022 have been kind of slow because my research mentors and supervisors have been out of office until yesterday, so they haven't been able to send me any feedback for the materials that I sent them. And I've kind of just been using this time to relax, chill out, and also learn a lot of new things, especially on YouTube. And there's also times where I just mindlessly scroll through Instagram as well. And speaking of social media, it's kind of crazy how it connects us and disconnects us all at the same time. And the world is kind of crazy right now because we have virtual assets like NFTs that you can buy. The metaverse is leading us into the world of virtual reality, something that was only probably a dream a decade or two ago. And I mean, with all this, like the power of connectedness, it also brings a lot of comparisons because of the perfect lives that you see on social media. And I mean, we've all experienced that, right? Like you see your friend or someone else get a really nice job or an internship program, and you're like, damn, like that's so great. I wish I can do something like that as well. Or you see someone make like a crazy ass gym body transformation, and you're like, shit, like what am I doing here? And yes, all of these are stemming from my personal experiences as well. So know that you're not alone when you compare yourself to other people. And bro, when I was in high school, this used to be much worse. And since then, I've really grew a lot and learned a lot. And in today's video, I want to give you all 2 tips that I've learned through my time that can help you to be more confident in yourself and stop comparing yourself to other people. Tip number 1, measure success differently. Now, whenever we compare ourselves to other people, we label them as more successful than us because they have a certain amount of money, or they have a certain body type, or they're just doing better than us in some sort of way because they have something else that we don't have. And all of this really stems from the fact that we're basing this idea off of a specific measure of success or a specific metric, and we categorize the other person as more successful and label ourselves unworthy in a way. This is completely self-sabotaging, and I used to do this constantly in high school where I'd be like, oh my god, he has this, he's so much better than me. Oh my god, he does this, he's so much more successful than I am. And to be honest, there's still that little anxious voice in my head that does that from time to time, but the way to manage and overcome this is by shifting your mindset and stop measuring success with a specific metric or a thing. Rather than placing your focus on a specific outcome or a tangible thing, you gotta shift your perspective and measure success by how much effort you put in your personal obstacles, how much work you put in towards the thing that you want, and how you overcome the challenges that you face. For instance, if you get rejected from an application for a job or an internship, and you continue to see your friends getting into crazy good programs or like 100% acceptance rate, and full disclosure, man, this happened to me multiple times in the past. Most recently, it happened to me last year right before the summer. And getting back into the situation, you gotta ask yourself, did I put in my best effort? And don't base this answer on the outcome, but rather the effort and the action steps that you took during that process. Just to give another example, I've been making YouTube videos for about 6 months now, and if you look at my sub count, you'd probably say that I'm not that successful or any other thing related to my relatively low subscriber count. And man, for me, the measure of success for my channel, it's not my sub count or another specific metric, but rather if I continue to consistently stick to my schedule and post twice a week, make honest and valuable and transparent content that is completely authentic to my experience and hopefully can help you. And if I try to continue to learn more things and try to make my new videos better than my older ones. And when you start measuring your success through personal effort instead of a specific metric, you're subconsciously starting to shift your focus from the things that are out of your control, which would be a specific outcome or my subscriber count in my case. And you start to shift that focus into the things that are actually in your control, which would be your personal effort. This can really provide you with a sense of clarity, understanding of who you are, and a sense of accomplishment, because your obstacles or anything that you lack or don't have is not what defines you, but rather how you work through it and overcome those things that are put in front of you. Tip number 2, humility and humbleness. Now, when I say humility and humbleness, I really want to implore you to reflect and think about how there's certain things that you're good at and certain things that you know and have and skills that you've acquired, but there's still always going to be an area of growth where you can learn things and build upon. And this doesn't mean that you downplay yourself or downplay your accomplishments or put yourself down in any sort of way. But what I'm rather trying to say is that you're on your own journey, you're on your own path, and no matter what it is that you know, want to do, or where you want to go, there's always going to be an area of growth and improvement that you can learn new things and grow upon and build upon. This is something that I failed to understand in high school, and it cost me because I used to walk around like I'm the shit, like nobody knows more than me, and I continued to hide my insecurities while still secretly comparing myself to other people. And I didn't really learn about this idea of humility and humbleness until I opened my mind to the idea that I can learn from other people who are farther along in their journey. And these are people like Gary Vaynerchuk and How to Beast, and they're dope people putting out dope content. Do check them out if you haven't. And here's how I understand it. Man, there's 7.9 billion people on this earth, which means that there's always going to be someone out there that's better than you. And you got to realize that you can't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 or someone else's chapter 30. And you really have to, if you're comparing yourself to people in your school or around you or in your college campus, then you got to really self-reflect on where that's stemming from, address those insecurities by taking action. And here's the kicker: understand and recognize that you can learn from people who are farther along in their journey and doing the things that you're interested in and the things that you want to do. When I was in my high school volleyball team, I was benched for almost like full 2 years. And I think a lot of that really stemmed from the fact that I was too arrogant to really ask for help. And I'd always come up with an excuse to say how I was better than someone else or I was better than the other player, when what I was really doing was just hiding away and running away from my insecurity and running away from the hard work and effort that I could have put in if I had just been honest with myself and asked someone else for help. You have to recognize that just because you're not there yet doesn't mean you can't get there. And in this process and in your journey, you can ask those people for help and guidance. Practice humility and humbleness in your craft. Ask for help when you need it, and you're gonna get farther along than you'd ever thought possible. Wrapping this video up here, these are my 2 tips or perspective shifts that I hope you can employ in your life in order to stop comparing yourselves to others, be more confident in yourself, and finally realize your full potential. Anyways, that is all I've got for this video. If you made it this far into it, I just want to say I appreciate you so much and thank you for tuning in. Be sure to smash that thumbs up button and let me know you made it this far. And if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications, because I release 2 new videos every single week, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.